Hey writers, it's day 3 of my first NaNoWriMo, and this was a double up day. I didn't realize that this was going to happen, but it's day 3 and there was this challenge to double your daily word count. And I went for it and man, was it tough. So I got down 4,000 words today, or a little bit over 4,000 instead of my normal 2,000. And I started hitting all kinds of the wonderful blocks that I've watched other authors hit as I've coached them as they're working on their novels. So I wanted to just share today what I did to work through those. And also some strategies that I highly recommend you use, even if you're not feeling stuck, just to keep going. One of the drafting rules that I have, or the rough draft rules that I have in Recipe for Drafting, and that I really, really stand by, is using brackets. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So first I'll just get into I'll share my screen so you can see. I actually did get my word count. So my total word count for today, I'm on 750 words, was 4177, and I got 2 chapters done. So I'm super happy with that. I was able to stick to that goal. I was able to contribute to the double up word challenge, which was exciting. And I'm finding it very motivating to be able to look at these stats. This is on the NaNo website. Got my halo because I donated. But yeah, this is really, really keeping me going. Like, at this rate, you will finish by November 18th. I only have to write 1477 to keep going. So if you're doing NaNo and you're not looking at your stats, definitely that's, something simple you can do to keep going, because it feels really empowering to get some more. I feel like I'm giving my future self a breather, right? Like, I'm getting words down today so that future Megan can be like, oh, if I only got 1,500 words today instead of 2,000, I'm still on target. So then I copied and pasted from my 750 words to my draft, or I didn't. I need to do that. So, oh, I know there was a reason I didn't do that, because I just wanted to show you one of the things I did. In addition to having coffee, which may or may not have had a shot of Scotch in it, and having a fun-size Milky Way bar. I did Red Bull for my first writing stint and Scotch for my second. But I got into writing, and the very first thing I just did was a little mindset trick. I just wrote, let's make this fun. Because to be honest, after doing the first stint, which ended up being not 2,000 words, but closer to like 2580 something, I was kind of burned out. And I was like dreading going in for the second round. So I know it doesn't serve me to write when I'm dreading. I know if I try to write when I'm fighting myself, it doesn't work well. So the first thing I did was just switch, like, let's make this fun. I don't really care if it's good or bad. my husband has my cat and is waving to me from the window. Hi, kitty. So that was the very first thing. And I jumped in just like reminding myself, this is my first draft. It's supposed to be bad. All those things that I talk about in Recipe for Drafting, just like reminding myself, which I really needed to do. It's easy to tell other people, it's a draft. It's just supposed to be bad. It's fun. Hard to think that for myself. Okay, the second thing that I did to really just keep going and have lots of momentum, and you can see it up here, I'd even started, is using brackets. In this case, I didn't even use brackets. But the principle here is you use brackets so you can keep going. You don't look up things that you need to know. So I need to find some song that these kids would have known that would be appropriate to this time, or I need to make up a song. But I'm not going to stop and do that right now. And there were a ton of other places here where I didn't have the information I needed, and I just used brackets and moved on. So this story takes place in Australia in 1919. I don't know culturally like what Aborigine people would have been referred to as by white people. So I'm like, okay, I need to look that up. That might be a can of worms. We'll see. I hope there's a way I can be realistic for the time and what like a 10 and a 13-year-old would have been told by adults, but without being like derogatory. So we'll see what that is. But I just was determined to keep going. So anytime I didn't know something, I still don't know the names of places. So whenever I need a place name, I'm just putting that in brackets and moving on. So I'm not letting anything slow me down, especially when I'm working in a place where it's a little bit challenging. That's the bracket strategy. Gosh, I thought I had more in here. I know I have some in the previous chapter, but I'm just going to grab chapter 4, paste it into the draft doc, and I'll come back tomorrow and just keep on going. All right. So use this strategy, you know, get brackets going where you need to so that you don't have to stop yourself. If there's space for it in the place that you're drafting, you can always leave yourself a note in the margin, like here's my inability to spell watermelon. No matter how many times I wrote it, I was like, there must be 2 L's in this word. Okay, oh, here's another example, right? I haven't even come up with the last name for my main character, and here I'm having her mother call her, and you know when moms do that thing, and they're like, you by your full name, you know when mom uses your middle name, you know you're in trouble. I don't know her middle name, I don't know her last name, but it's not going to slow me down. So this is what that strategy looks like, the using the bracket strategy. I really encourage you to do it. It makes a huge difference to just keep up that energy and momentum. So that was day 3. Boy, it was a doozy. I also have on my schedule to do 4K tomorrow, and I definitely want to break it up a little bit more and give myself more space in between. See, I can't even talk anymore. I got no words left. I'm gonna go take a walk, do something that doesn't require speaking or writing, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy writing. Bye.